everybody, I'm back. I got a new muse, Zachary Quinto. If you haven't seen the new Star Trek, I think you should rush out and see it. It's full of action and it's funny in parts, and there's a little bit of love. And Zach just blew me away with his portrayal of Spock, and I started watching Heroes, and of course I got pulled in by the villain Sylar. So a lot of these crafts now are going to take the turn and move towards Zach Quinto crafts. One of the first things that I made is a magnet. It's another one of those plastic magnets that comes very plain with just a magnet on the back. And I found one of my favorite Sylar pics, the one of him pulling up the shards of glass in one of the episodes. And I just got a picture of that, and I shrunk it to the size of the magnet. I glued some velvet strips vertically on the magnet, and to give it a little bit more movement, to mirror the movement that he's doing with the glass in there, I glued a strip of pre-made blue fringe to the bottom, and that's one of the first Zach magnets I made. A couple of things that are really quick to make are just these snap-in pictures that come with these two-part plastic. It encases your picture. You just need to cut your picture out in a circle to the template, and you snap on the back, and you have yourself a pin, and that's Sylar. And I did the magnet with Spock. I like that picture of Spock. I thought it was very nice and sexy of Zach, and I snapped the back on, and we have ourselves a Spock magnet.
You will experience fear. Fear in the face of certain death.
I'd like to cover a couple of the products that I use to glaze the pictures. All the pictures are printed out of my computer, just on a regular inkjet printer, so all of you can do that. And none of these materials smell bad or anything. They don't require any kind of special cleanup. They're all water-based, so you can probably use them without any fear of getting any fumes or anything. I've used the Aileen's paper glaze before. I've used it quite a bit. It's actually a very nice product. And what you need to do is you paint it on very slowly, and you paint it on in coats, and you let it dry for a couple of days in between coats. You want to paint it on vertically and let it dry for a couple of days, and then horizontally, and again let it dry. Usually I then paint the back to stabilize it. You are changing the physics of the paper. You're turning it into a laminated type of a state, and you want to make sure it doesn't curl up too much if you put all the moisture on one side. Then I'll let it dry, that side dry, and then I usually come back and put a diagonal coat on it. I usually leave all my pictures with some type of border around the edge. I don't know if you've noticed. And then when it's all laminated, when it's all painted and laminated, is when I cut it out and adhere it to the other materials to make the crafts. Diamond glaze is another material. It's really nice. It's by Judi Kins, and she formulated and created that, and I thank her because it works really, really good on paper. Again, with the other types of glaze, you put it on in layers, and each layer that you put on kind of helps self-level it, which means it covers up the previous layer's brush strokes. So you put on a vertical layer and a horizontal layer, and then I put a layer on the back, of course, and then you come back and put a diagonal layer on it. You want to work very, very slowly when doing these. If you work too quickly, it creates a lot of bubbles for either types of glaze. And a lot of bubbles tend to ruin your work unless you're going to encase it under glitter or something like that where you wouldn't notice. So I make sure I work very, very slowly, almost in slow motion. And you put the smallest amount that is necessary to coat the object. I just let it drip out from the bottle onto the tip, just about maybe a drop or a drop and a half, and then paint it onto the paper very slowly, and of course let it dry in between. Something new that I've been working with, and I've just experimented a couple times, is triple thick. It's made by DecoArt, and triple thick you drop right from the bottle onto your item. You don't even have to brush it on. It kind of self-levels itself. You can put it on a little bit thicker. And what I did is I had a very, very tiny Spock picture, and I'm going to make that into a little charm. I put a metal ring from the scrapbooking section on top of the paper in which I printed it out, and I just dropped the triple thick, like a half a drop on that, and it dried really nice. It created like a little dome, a little hard laminated dome on the top of that, and I'm still experimenting with that, so I'll get back to y'all with the results of that experiment.
You see these shackles, baby, I'm your slave. I'll let you whip me if I misbehave. It's just that no one makes me feel this way.
Something else I'm working on, I haven't quite finished it yet. I'm making a little charm for my purse, and it has some Sylar pictures on it. I put it in those little tiny frames. I'll put a picture, a good res picture of this at the end of this portion of the video. I've also created and started with the letter beads to add to that, and I'm looking for some other beads to put in between, and hopefully I'll have that done by the next time.
Zachary Quinto, Zachary Quinto, Zachary Quinto, Zachary Quinto, Zachary Quinto, Zachary Quinto, Zachary Quinto. I want to thank everybody for watching. Got my new little Spock doll here. He's adorable. He's saying live long and prosper, or I'll shoot you. I have a lot of fun doing these crafts. I hope all of you try some crafts at some point in time. It's a good way to spend your free time, and you can use any type of pictures. You don't have to use the actors or the characters I'm using, of course. I tend to gravitate toward my obsessive type of things because they do bring me a lot of joy. I want to tell everybody take care, and hi Zach, I love you. Bye-bye.